Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Maybe let's start on the weekly time frame, just to give us all an idea of where we actually stand and where we are. Looking at the bigger picture, as you can see here, the weekly time frame still suggests long-term further upside. Please completely disregard the time frame. Also disregard the prices. I mean, you can really only calculate the target for the next wave up once you have the next low in place and so on. But it just is designed to give you a roadmap and an idea where we are in the cycle. And my assumption is that as soon as we top in this bull market, and again, you know, it's not confirmed if we go there in a straight line. That's one of the scenarios we're tracking, of course, you know, basically to a new high in this fifth wave of around 125K. Could stretch out further, maybe 175K, but I only see that in a really bullish environment. But again, we're tracking the uptrend as long as it's up, and we can only identify the key pivots. So 125K is sort of my nominal target for this bull market on the Bitcoin chart. Yeah, on the way up, you know, there are a few different scenarios. We talked about them in detail. Just very quickly, the most straightforward one is this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the most straightforward one. That can take us quite quickly without any deep pullbacks to round about 125K. In that scenario, we're basically currently in the heart of a third wave rally, okay? Then, of course, there is a potential that this here was just a three-wave move down, like in an A wave, okay? This here is a B wave, yeah? And then we come down basically in a C wave later. So it would be a very deep pullback. In that scenario, I would call that a wave 2 instead of a wave 4. That wave 4, which presumably bottomed in November 22, was very deep. Okay, so it's not perfect. Let's say this chart, it's not perfect. But the problem is, if we don't follow that white wave count higher more directly, it opens a can of worms, and different scenarios are possible. Okay, so it could even be that we get, if this here is some kind of an ABC structure, and at the moment it is a three-wave move, then yeah, it's also possible that maybe this is an A wave, this here is going to be a B wave, deep pullback, but not a new bear market low, and then C wave higher. It is also possible that it's forming here a triangle count, you know. I'm not telling you or I don't talk about all these scenarios on a daily basis. I'm tracking all of these in the background though. I always only share with you the most likely scenarios to simplify it as much as possible. But what you need to understand, if we don't follow the white count, it opens basically a can of worms, okay? What else to highlight? Oh yeah, and one reason why I show you this count is because I want to emphasize that my assumption is that after the next top, the next bull market top, I think we are going to see a brutal bear market. You could say the last one was brutal, which is over then, it's been over for over a year. We're already in a bull market, right? For the last 12 months, we've been in a bull market, basically, as you can clearly see here. That's also been our assumption. I think in January we started to assume the low was in, which was good timing. Okay. However, once this bull market tops, the next bear market should be another wave 4. This was a wave 4 as well, at least as far as we can see right now. But because this is a larger degree, yeah, it can send us down from roundabout. I mean, just from what we can see right now, from 125K, yeah, down to maybe 10K again, maybe even below this low, yeah. So we talk about 80-90% decline. That is going to be the assumption. So if you ask me about Robert Prechter's forecast and stuff, I don't even want to talk about that. His count is not very well explained. You might have seen that video. His count is not very well explained, also not with Fibonacci levels, so you can't trust it really anyway without understanding the mechanics behind it. Quick side note though, I know what most Elliott Wave analysts, which have a good reputation in this space, are doing, and I can tell you that the analysts that work for him, that in his premium service, they are all bullish. Okay, so I don't really understand why he made such a strange forecast. I don't know, it's but yeah, I can't really say anything about a wave count. First of all, don't really want to judge other people's wave counts. Yeah, and because they might have their own way of analysis. And of course, it's possible to make another bear market low. Yeah, but that's why we're tracking support, and we clearly see impulsive price action to the upside. Okay, and we just want to grab the bull by the horns. I've been saying that for over a month, and it's been, absolutely the right approach. We want to grab the bull by the horns as long as it's running. Made several, talks about that in the videos, and also shared all that information in our channel membership, that the trend is up, and I would rather be positioned on the long side than on the short side. And that was a clear statement, and that's only because we're following the trend. Now you can make all sorts of predictions, scare people. It often leads to a lot of clicks. It leads to a lot of followers, okay? But we just follow the trend. And if you follow the trend, you can very quickly adjust your perspective, unbiased, objective, without trying to impose your view on the market. That's key. That's analysis, right? It's not about up or down. It's about, okay, what's the trend doing right now? And what is the level that needs to break for the trend to change? That's really what we want to follow. That's analysis. Be objective, show the alternatives, and don't just say, all right, it's going to come down, blah, blah, blah. Get a lot of clicks. That's not helpful. Okay, so let's talk about daily time frame just quickly here, still following the white wave count primarily. Again, that's the detailed count. You know that if you followed the previous videos, should take us higher more directly. Okay, so that's my preferred wave count. The yellow one is basically that 3-wave structure I showed you, but the white and the yellow count both at the moment in the short term should still send us higher. Looking at the very short term, this is basically a small bull flag that is still forming here. I have no indication currently that this 4th wave has bottomed that we discussed in the last few days. So it can still go lower, especially as long as it's following that corrective price channel. A first indication that this move down is over would be a break above that price channel. Better indication would be a break above the green line at $44,070. You know that already from yesterday's video. At the same time, if the 42,860 level gives way, it will likely send us down into the orange support area. Current preferred scenario is that we get or move higher from here. First into the region between 46 and 47K, possibly higher. Preferably, however, with a small dip into support and then. But if it goes early, it goes early. The trend is up. Price action to the downside looks pretty corrective, overlapping, which rather suggests further trend continuation higher. That's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.